Hello and welcome to Strengthen and Stretch. We will be focusing on the hands and the forearms today. So let's get started. We're going to come onto hands and knees. You want to place the hands underneath the shoulders and the knees underneath the hips. Go ahead and relax the belly, looking for a natural curve in the low back. Then can you slide the shoulder blades down the back, getting the shoulders away from the ears. So the process we'll be doing first is a knuckle push-up. So we're going to lean the weight over to the left and then see if you can pick up the heel of the right palm. Notice my fingers have stayed exactly in the same place. And then we switch, shifting the weight over to the right. Can you pick up the heel of the left palm? And we alternate. Now this entire time, see if you can focus on keeping the arms perfectly straight and keeping the shoulder blades down. If ever this begins to be a little bit much, you can walk the knees forward. If you want a little bit more of a challenge, you can always take the knees back. Couple more, just like that. All right, then let's try a little variation. So we're going to lift the right side and then the left side, and we'll lower down at the same time. So once again, I lift the right, I lift the left, I lower down together, and so forth. Couple more. Last one. And of course, we switch. So the left side comes up first, then the right. We lower down at the same time. You want to work your way up to these variations. You're welcome to just stay with the first one we did, just alternating the hands. Take as many breaks as you need. All right, we lower down, and for the last one, you can try both hands at the same time. Once again, I'm not relocating the thumbs. The only thing that's happening is the heel of the palm lifts, shoulder blades stay down, arms stay straight. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Lower down. Go ahead, tuck the toes under, sit all the way back. If you need to, you can sit back on a pair of blocks or sit back in any way that's comfortable for you. Let's go ahead, shake the hands out. Then we spread the fingers wide, static jazz hands, and then roll the fingers. Then you roll them the other way. Make 2 fists, you roll the wrists. So from here, we're going to do a little musician's stretch. I'm going to turn the hands palms face up. Notice the thumbs are coming to the outside. And now you can place your hands either directly in front of the knees, or if that's going to be a little bit too much, you can actually take the hands to the outsides of the knees. So you pick whichever one works for you, but you shift the weight forward until you can get the hands flat on the floor. And then with the arms straight and the shoulder blades down, you begin to slowly sit back. And then perhaps the hips touch the heels. That's great. And if they don't, that's totally fine. And then if this is going well and you want a little bit more, you can actually point the toes, sit all the way back. And if sitting all the way back is not an option, but you want a little bit more, the other thing you can do is you walk the hands a little bit further. You sit back as far as you can. Huge breaths. See if you can breathe into the stretch in the forearms. Let's go ahead and tick-tock the head. Fantastic. Take the head back to center. Grip the floor with the fingertips. Imagine you're trying to punch 10 little holes there. Fantastic. Go ahead, let that go. Peeling the hands off the floor. Feel your hands. Roll those fingers. Roll the wrists. We're going to come back to all fours, into the same position we were in before, for our second variation for today. So go ahead and slide the shoulder blades down the back. Keep the belly relaxed, natural curve in the low back. And this time, as you lean the weight over to the left, you're going to come all the way onto the fingertips of the right hand. And then lower down. And we shift the weight over to the right, come up onto the fingertips of the left, and lower down. And we alternate left and right. If you like, you can see if you can make an inhale last 3 or 4 of these movements. Exhale for the same length of time, or just let it go like a sigh. All right, we lower down, and we're going to do the same little process as we did before. I'm going to come up onto the right fingertips, then I'm going to come up onto the left fingertips, lowering down at the same time. So always starting with the same side, but we are going to switch and do the other side. Just a reminder that the thumb does not relocate. And can you keep the shoulders away from the ears? Arms perfectly straight the entire time. Let's switch. Left side, right side, lower down together. And as for the previous exercise, if you want to make it a little bit less intense, you could just walk the knees forward towards the hands. Last 2. And you got it, both at the same time. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Beautiful. Tuck the toes under, go ahead and sit back. Shake out the hands. This is our standard reset for the hands. And we spread the fingers wide, static jazz hands, roll the fingers. Then you make your 2 fists and you roll the wrists. We'll do a second stretch for the forearms here, stretching the other side. So you're going to make a fist with the left hand. You want to point the fist down. You're going to cover the fist with the right hand and then pull the fist down towards the forearm. At the same time, can you get the pit of the elbow to point up towards the ceiling? So the elbow pit is pointing up and I'm pulling the fist down and towards the forearm. Notice if that left shoulder wants to come up, can you slide the shoulder blade down? Now what I didn't tell you, before you made your fist, I gave you a lump of coal. And so can you now crush that lump of coal and try to turn it into a diamond? So you're crushing the fingertips into your hand. Then can you crush the thumb into the fingers? Squeeze the fist. Last breath here. Gently let that go. Feel the difference in the hands. The left one might feel slightly broken. It's all right, it will feel better later, I promise. Let's do the other side. So you make the fist with the right hand this time. So again, that fist is going to point straight down to the floor. I'm going to cover it with the left hand. So you pull the fist towards the forearm, and then can you turn your forearm, rotate the forearm so that the elbow Actually points up towards the ceiling, the pit of the elbow. Points up towards the ceiling. Shoulder blade down. And we're pulling the fist towards the forearm. Smooth, smooth breaths. And now, of course, there was a second lump of coal. And can you now crush that lump of coal, trying to turn it into a diamond? One last breath. Fantastic. Let that go. Feel the hands, feel the difference. Roll the fingers, maybe roll the wrists. One last thing here for the thumbs. So we're going to make 2 L shapes with the hands. Make sure that the wrists don't bend any which way. So we want to be in line with the wrists. You're going to catch the thumbs, just the tips of the thumbs in front of you. Spread the fingers apart from one another as you push the thumbs against each other. Shoulder blades down. Let's go ahead, tick-tock the head. Beautiful. We come back to center. And let that go. Thank you so much for joining me today. And I will see you next time.